you for joining us today. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Azureen, and today I'll be making tiramisu, and my teammates will be making tamarind prawn, banana milkshake with honey, and as well as a pumpkin soup. So I'm going to start. Welcome to your Thermomix journey. So as I said before, my name is Azureen, and I'm sorry. Okay, so I would like to get to know you all better. First of all, for those who are first timers in this show, can you please type 1 in the chat? And then for those who have been watching our show every week, can you type 2 in the chat, just to get to know you all? As well as, I would like to know what is important to you while cooking. Is it easy or money-saving, time-saving, healthy cooking? What is important to you? You can also type that in the chat. So for your information, you can actually have all this with just this one machine, just with Thermomix. So it's time saving because you could actually multitask while you're cooking, because this machine will cook for you. It's money saving. You don't have to order takeouts every day anymore. And also it's healthy because you know what goes into your food, you know the ingredients that you use. And it's easy because, you know, the Thermomix will cook for you. As well as it's creative. Sorry. So it's creative because there are 73,000 recipes inside this cookie dough in the screen. And also we shared recipes in our WhatsApp group. So you could try out like so many recipes that you've never cooked before with Thermomix. Sorry about that. Okay, so a bit of background about our company. So Thermomix is distributed by a company called Warwack. It's a German company, so it's a quality German product. There are 80 countries worldwide that sold Thermomix, and Malaysia is one of them. And the company, Warwack company, has been in business for 135 years. So Thermomix has been Thermomix has been out since 50 years ago. So TM6 is the latest version of it. We started selling TM31 in 2009, and then TM6 came out in 2019. So it has been in the market for 2 years. We have won so many awards, and then we won so many awards. As I told you before, Thermomix has been out 50 years ago. It started off with a blender, and then it put in the heating element, and then it evolves into right now TM6. So just for your information, one Thermomix is sold every 23 seconds. So imagine how many people have the Thermomix and love it. Some people have 2, some people have 3. There are also people who have 5. And we are world bestseller of all-in-one cooking machine. So a bit about Thermomix. I'm going to tell you all about the accessories. So this is the Thermomix base. It has a screen, a touch screen, color touch screen. So there are 3 faces on the screen. The first one is this cookie dough search page. You could also search for cookie dough here, or you can go it through your phone and then set up the what you want to cook for the week or what you want to cook for today. You can also put in your shopping list inside the cookie dough on your phone. So next is the home page, where it has 3 dials, which is time, temperature, and speed. So when you use manual cooking, usually set this here, because on cookie dough they preset everything for you, so you just have to press next and then turn on the knob to what speed that they tell you to. So the third page is the modes. It has the dough mode, the turbo mode, and everyone's favorite, the pre-clean mode. It also has sous vide mode. So all this mode has been preset for you. You just need to set like the time or temperature that you need and use the mode. So next is this mixing bowl. So it's a high quality stainless steel mixing bowl. It's a 2.2 liter capacity. As you can see, it has a marking here that says maximum, but it's actually 2.2 liter. So there's also a blade inside, 4 blades. The blades have 2 sides for them. One is the sharp side, and the other one is the blunt side. So you could use the blunt side to stir or to shred and many more. So the speed for Thermomix, it can go up to 10,700 RPM for turbo mode. So that is kind of like equivalent to 250 kilometers per hour or probably more, but it's like the speed of Ferrari, right? Okay, next is the mixing bowl lid. So some of the advisors share a bit of tips on the lid. You could actually use it as a funnel. Just put it on top of the your bowl, and then you can pour. Maybe you grind. Maybe you grind cinnamon stick inside here. So you would like to pour it on inside the bowl. You could use this as a funnel, so it won't drop all over the table, right? So it's very good tip. So next is the measuring cup. Most of the time we use it to close the mixing lid hole, but it also can measure liquid. It has a 50 ml marking and a 100 ml marking here. So you could like pour liquid inside here before pouring into the mixing bowl. Okay, other accessories can be a simmering basket. So you could actually put the simmering basket inside this and put your rice or steam your potatoes inside here. I use this every day to cook my rice because you could get low GI rice without even buying the low GI rice. So all you have to do is just put in the rice here, you wash the rice here, so it's easy because the water will come out of the bowls. And then put it inside here, fill it with water until the rice level, and then cook it for 18 minutes. So cooking rice with Thermomix is only 18 minutes. It's very fast. And then you could use the spatula to take out the simmering basket. So it's very sturdy. Even if you wiggle it, it won't come off. And then you could enjoy your rice in here. So why did I say you could get a low GI rice? It's because the starch and sugar inside the rice would fall off into the mixing bowl. So the rice won't soak up all the starch, all the sugar in it. So that's why it's healthy to eat rice that's cooked by Thermomix. Okay, next I have another. It also has this splash guard. It usually used during high temperature cooking, which is only available on cookie dough. So it will tell you when to put this. Just put it here and then start the speed. So it will lock the splash guard together with the lid. Okay. And then there are also a butterfly whisk. So you can whip your eggs with your whipping cream using this. So all you have to do is just find the highest blade and then put it behind the blunt side, like this. So that's the right way to put your butterfly wings. You won't wiggle as much. And then to take it off, just wiggle a bit and then take it off like that. Lastly is the spatula. So as you can see, there's a ring here. Other than to protect it from hitting the blade, you could actually protect it from falling over, so it won't roll off. And it will never hit the table, no matter which way you spin it, it will never like touch the table. So it's hygiene, right? Okay, and then lastly is this Aroma Set. So you usually use it to steam a chicken, veggies, or whatever you like to steam. And then it consists of 3 parts, which is, this is called the dish, this is called the Aroma Tray, and this is called the Aroma Lid. So the capacity of this is 3.3 liters. You can put in 1 whole chicken inside here. And then you could put veggies on top and steam it together. You could put soup down here, rice, chicken, and steamed veggies. You could cook up to 4 layers at one time. So imagine the time you save, and the things that you need to wash is just this one thing, right? Okay. So before I talk further, I would like to start making my tiramisu, and then I will talk in between, okay? So I'll be using a manual recipe today. It's my own recipe, actually shared by my friend, but we made it before I had Thermomix, so I converted to use it on a Thermomix. So that's the great part about Thermomix. You can use any recipe you want, and you can just convert it to be used on the Thermomix. So it's not just the recipe that's in here that you can use. So firstly, I will going to use 1 egg. Sorry, before that, I'm going to put a butterfly wings. And then I'm going to use 1 egg. And 70 grams of sugar. You could adjust how much sugar that you like. You could add it, you could maybe put less. It's up to you. Okay, and then put on this and the measuring cup. And set it, oh sorry, I forgot one more item, which is the vanilla essence to take out the smell of the eggs. So I use about half a teaspoon of vanilla essence. Okay. And then just set the time to 6 minutes and speed 4. So it's 20 minutes for me. So for those who ask, the price of Thermomix is 6,988, and there are a few ways to purchase it. You could buy it full price, by money transfer or debit or credit card. You could also do full installment by credit card, which is $188. You could also, if you don't have credit card, you could purchase it through debit card, which is just pay a deposit of 2,988 and then pay the installment as low as 242 ringgit per month for 18 months. So that one you can use debit card. You could also join us as an advisor and turn your Thermomix for free. For more info, you could ask your advisor about it. And now, purchase the Thermomix, you will get this free tool, 1 2 liter thermos. It's the same size as your mixing bowl. Most of it is where it's like a thermos, but for food. You could put in ice cream in here and it will stay cold for a longer time. You could also put hot food in here and it will also stay hot for a longer time. So it's just like that. It's pretty witty, right? And then for those who have Thermomix already and would like to purchase your second mixing bowl together with a simmering basket, you could just refer to your advisor, your friend or family, and when they purchase their Thermomix, you could buy this second mixing bowl for only 698 ringgit. So the total price for this, the mixing blade, the lid, the measuring cup, and as well as the simmering basket is 1,531 ringgit. So it's half the price. Very cheap. So one Thermomix does it all. I don't have the rice cooker anymore because I cook rice with this. I don't use my blender anymore because I blend everything in here and just straight away saute it in here. I don't have a mixer because I make my cakes and breads in here. It will net for me. I don't have to use my hand to net for 10 to 30 minutes. Everything I use in here, just one machine. And then it also has a sous vide mode. If you know, a sous vide machine costs almost 2,000 ringgit. So just buy this one machine. It's space saving. You don't need to have so many other appliances on your table. So other than that, it also has sugar stages. You can make ice cream, and you could also slow cook in it. So you could make too many food inside just this one machine. It's very good. Okay. So it's like a perfect kitchen assistant for you. If you're elderly, sometimes when you stand longer on when cooking on the stove, when you have to constantly stir your food, sometimes you put your knee, right? So with Thermomix, you could just put it in and then leave it and you could take a sip. And also for younger kids who like have an interest in cooking, the guided cooking in here will show you how to do it. So it's very simple. As long as you can read, you could cook. Also for couples who just started, for couples who just got married, instead of buying rice cooker and blender and all other appliances, you could actually get just this one and you could cook every day. You could save on money instead of buying food, right? And it also helps, and it's also very healthy to cook on your own because you know the ingredients that you use and you cook it with yourself. So there's 1 minute left. And then I think I'm going to show you. So like I told you before, if you use cooking on your phone, you could put in, actually plan your whole week, what you're going to cook. You just search for the recipe and then add in your calendar. And then to access it, just go to your machine, go to My Week. And here you could actually see all the recipes that you have planned on. I didn't plan anything for today, so you cannot see. But like for yesterday, I used this, and then you can see all my plans recipe for the whole week. You could also put it inside shopping list, so they will make a shopping list for you. And it's easy for you to bring it to the store. You can just check what you have bought and check what you have, and so it will help you. Okay, I have whipped my eggs and sugar. Next, I'm going to put in whipping cream. I use like 200 ml of whipping cream. You could actually go here, use the scale mode, and pour in the whipping cream. So you could actually see that one box of whipping cream is actually not perfectly 200. The most I got is 198 grams, but that's fine, it's okay. And then next you could press stir and it will go back to 0. Lastly is the cream cheese. I use cream cheese instead of mascarpone because it's a lot easier to get cream cheese, right? So just put in the cream cheese inside. Make sure you have cut it in bits, like small pieces, so it's easy for it to whip. Like don't put in whole chunks of it. Okay. So I'll be using 250 grams of cream cheese. Perfect. Okay. So now and then just press X, close on the lid, and then set it to 2 minutes. And go to speed 3. Wobble a bit because maybe the cream cheese is a bit hard. So I'm going to talk to you about turbo mode. Like I told you before, it can go to up to 10,700 RPM. So that's like 250 kilometers per hour, like for cars. So for turbo mode, it could crush cinnamon stick into powder. You could also turn your rock sugar into powder as well. So like before I use caster sugar. If you don't have caster sugar, you could actually use your normal sugar and then blend it in for like few seconds at speed 8, and you could get caster sugar. So you don't need to buy so many types of sugar and fill up your pantry, right? You could only just buy one sugar and you could get Thermomix to help you to grind it. You could also make icing sugar as well. It goes with other ingredients as well, other than buying powder and then solid form. You could actually make everything with the Thermomix. Sometimes advisors make their own milk. You could actually make your own oat milk, whatever milk that you like. Soy milk, it's so easy. Just put everything in. You could just follow in the cookie dough recipe, and then it's done. You can get your oat milk and make yourself. So I have actually put in a bit of the ladyfinger biscuits. I use 2 tablespoons of instant coffee. I put it with water, and then all you need to do is just dip the biscuit a bit inside the coffee, and then arrange it like this. One more. Okay. So fill it up. Okay. So before you pour it here, you just have to wiggle the cheese a bit. You could actually use mascarpone. The original recipe of tiramisu is actually using mascarpone, but I like using cream cheese because it's easier to get. Okay. And then, as you can see, it looks like that. So just pour it in. Don't pour everything because I'm going to make 2 layers of this. Just pour half of it and then put it in the fridge for like 10 minutes before starting off with another layer. And then top it off with another part of cream cheese. And maybe you could use chocolate cocoa powder and then pour it on top. So I'm going to pass you to the next presenter while I finish continue with this. I'll show you the final product, okay? Thank you.
Okay, hello, good morning, everyone. Thank you, Azureen. You just reminded me that I actually bought some stuff to make some tiramisu, but I haven't had the time. So I will be needing your recipe later, okay? Okay, I hope everyone can hear me. Hi, Sue. Today I'll be actually making tamarind prawns, okay? I'm just whipping up something that I have in the kitchen. So it's something simple, something that you can prepare for like dinner or such, okay? So first thing first, I want to show you about prawns. When it comes to prawns, in this recipe itself, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to use the head because I will be using the head to, I'll be keeping it and be using it to make soup. So the head actually gives a lot of flavor. So when you want soup, you want like a base stock taste into it. So what I have here is a prawn. Okay, usually how I clean my own prawn is I use a kitchen scissor, right? Because I find that when I twist it using my own hand, all the juice from the prawn head comes out. So I don't want to be wasting that. So that's why I'm using a scissor. Okay, so aside than using a scissor, aside than using the head, cutting off the head, I also use the scissor to devein the prawn. Okay, so what I do is, you have the vein on the back of the prawn here. So I'll just use my scissor and then I'll just cut through the middle just to discard the vein. All right. In this recipe itself, actually in most recipes, I like to keep the shells on because this is a frying recipe. So if I keep the shell on, the taste is going to stick there. So yeah, that's what I want. Okay. So I'm removing the bean. So yeah. All right. So that's how I clean my prawn actually, okay? But in this recipe itself, because the prawn has to be marinated and I have actually already marinated my prawn, which is here. Just take a cloth. Okay, so what is in this is tamarind itself. There's 2 big tablespoons of tamarind. I have dark soy sauce, 20 grams, and then I have light soy sauce as well as brown sugar. I will leave this aside to marinate some more while I show how I use Thermomix to chop my garlic finely, okay? So this is my mixing bowl, all right? What I love about Thermomix is like when you're cooking with Thermomix, it's I'm sure like we all know how to cook maybe basic stuffs, right? But with Thermomix, it's actually an enhanced experience. I don't have to like every time like cut my own garlic, cut my own onions. What I do is I just prepare them already inside like a small container. So every time that I want to cook, it'll be faster. And this actually I peeled using Thermomix itself, okay? So when I'm peeling using Thermomix means I pay less attention to it. It helps me do it automatically, so it saves a lot of time, all right? So I place 3 garlic here. What I want to do is I want to chop it. If I'm chopping it manually, it will take maybe 2 minutes or so. I have to have a chopping board, I have to have a knife. But with Thermomix, I take 3, I chuck it in. I turn it into 5 seconds, and at speed 6, everything will be chopped finely. For 5, and then this will go to speed 6. So 5 seconds and it's done. I did not sweat at all. I did not have to spend too much time on it. What I just have to do is take it, open it, and because it was blended, so I'll use my spatula to scrape off the sides. All right. So if you want to see how finely the Thermomix chops, I hope you can see that. See, it's like very fine. So that will take some skills to do. Seriously, if you do it like manually, right? So this Thermomix is really a lifesaver. So in today's day and time, what we want is something very time-saving, something very quick, because yeah, most of the things that we do online nowadays, right? Due to COVID. So if I'm doing this and it's clean and fast, I have a lot of time to do other stuff. All right. So in this recipe, the next step is to actually heat the oil. The oil actually will heat, the garlic here is to give fragrance to the oil. So when I'm cooking the prawn, it will taste much better, all right? All right, so I will be using cooking oil. This is 80 grams of cooking oil. Just pour it in. So as you can see, it will weigh as I put it in. And it is up to 1 gram accuracy, which is great when you want to do baking. Because when you do baking, what you want is precision for your baking to come out right? All right, so I will close this and I will let it cook for 5 minutes. Okay, so 5 minutes time. The temperature that I'm using is Aroma. And then this will be at speed 2. All right, I hope everyone can still hear me. If anyone can't hear me or it's unclear, please let me know, yeah? Okay, so next is, I want to talk about how I use Thermomix to use high temperature cooking and low temperature cooking. So Thermomix is special in a way that you control the temperature setting, right? So when we use heat to cook, if there is too much heat, the nutrient in the food can be lost if there's too much heat. So with Thermomix, especially when we're cooking vegetables, we want to retain all those nutrients, all those fibers, all the good things that gives us extra health. So what we do usually, we cook our vegetable with Thermomix and use the low temperature cooking mode. So in that way, we retain all the nutrients in it, all right? So you will actually see that if you're cooking like broccoli or carrots, they look very vibrant still. They're like very green. And when you eat it, it's still crunchy. So I also like to cook kangkung belacan in using a Thermomix, like one whole, like a bunch of kangkung will actually fit. You know how kangkung is, right? It's like a whole bunch. You masak, suddenly it's like sikit macam ni. But the whole bunch, I check it in, I tolak sikit. And yeah, it's still very crunchy. So kangkung, I find like if people cook it too long, it becomes very soft. But with Thermomix, because it's low temperature cooking, you retain that crunchiness, which is very great to eat when that is the case. All right. Okay. So next is about high temperature. So what I'm actually doing now is also called high temperature cooking. I'm using Thermomix to fry. So some people say like, susah lah nanti Thermomix, it can't fry. You know, I like to eat fried stuff. Actually, you know, Thermomix has software updates, and then quite a few months ago, we have this mode called high temperature mode. So there's a lot of things that you can actually fry using Thermomix. You can fry tempeh, you can fry ikan bilis, you can fry peanuts. So that's about frying like food itself. What about desserts? Okay, desserts, you can use Thermomix to caramelize. So when it comes to caramelization, you need to reach a certain temperature, right? And then what I have done before is I have made caramel sauce with Thermomix. It didn't make much sound, and it wasn't because I was standing next to it, and it was very comfortable to cook next to Thermomix because you don't feel all the heat on you when you're cooking. So I was making the caramel. I was so worried it wasn't going to cook. But after 18, I think it was 18 minutes, when I opened, the caramel was perfectly done. So I was so happy to make my own caramel sauce. What I did with the caramel sauce is I ate it with frozen yogurt, which I also made myself using Thermomix. I used it as a popcorn, what do you call it? With popcorn. So I had like caramel popcorn. And then I also used it to make cashew nut. So I think that's one recipe that you can try. You make the caramel and then you can air fry your cashew nut. And then after some time, you just add in your caramel in. And you know, those little packets, they're like 3 ringgit for like one genggam, right? But if you use Thermomix, you make a whole bunch and you save the money. Yes, Thermomix is 6,988, but it is worth so much more if you count of all the things that you have bought separately in small packages and that you have to share with your family, all right? Okay, so we have 1 more minute here. Aside from that, Thermomix can also be used to cook steak, and then you can also use it to like slow cook. All because of the feature that, you know, it's like an automatic cooking machine that after it's done, it will stop and it will bring back the temperature down. So fire, you don't have to worry about fire hazard. When you're cooking on the stove, you know, you're like, you have to pay attention, like when you have to stop, when you have to start. And then, of course, for those with children, you have to attend to your children. You know, children don't respect your time and like what you're doing. It's like, oh, you have to attend to them at the very spot. So with Thermomix, it is very safe. In fact, so safe that you can do activities with your children with Thermomix. So when I first got my Thermomix, I was very, very happy to do a banana chocolate muffin with my daughter. She was also happy to spend the time together, you know, with this COVID thing, where like not having time going out. So we spend time with Thermomix. So I tell her how to crack an egg. She is 4 years old, by the way. So when it's also developing her soft skills, like how to crack an egg, how to pour in flour nicely. Okay, so this is actually cooked. The garlic has been cooked, all right? And then what I want to do is I want to put my marinated prawn in. All right, this recipe also asked me, actually for the recipe itself, it used like 600 grams of prawn, but there's only like 3 of us at home, so I use half the amount, and it asked to use a butterfly whisk. So I'm going to be very careful because I already put something very hot inside and it was in Aroma for 5 minutes. So give me a chance to put this in. It has to be behind the blunt side of the highest blade, okay? So it's in, all right? And this is my prawn. It has been marinated, and then I will put it in. Okay. So I want to make sure that when I put it in, I place equal amounts on the left and right side of the butterfly whisk. All right, and then I find that if I cook prawn using air fryer, it becomes very dry, and it's either too dry or it's like not cooked enough or it's not fried enough. So when I'm cooking it with Thermomix, it you know, it's like better cooked. Of course, I can also cook it on the stove, but when I'm cooking on the stove, you know, it's like a bit hot, and I just want convenience, and I want time saving, and what I like best is I save time on cleaning. So that is something that I want to talk about after this, all right? Okay, just 2 more, 1 more. All right, so that's all the prawn that goes in. So this will go in for another 8 minutes. Okay, so 8 minutes. And as Azureen mentioned previously, the blade has a sharp side and a blunt side. So what I will do is I would make it on reverse so that it doesn't cut my prawn, although I'm using a very low speed, okay? Sometimes we're cooking fish, and fish is very fragile. So the reverse mode is actually very helpful when it comes to cooking fish. All right, so reverse mode is activated by pressing the blade part here, and then I will just spin it to spoon speed. All right, so just now I was talking about cleaning, right? I think if we compare between cooking on a stove and cooking with Thermomix, the major difference is the cleanliness, okay? We have a cover here, so when we're cooking, everything, all the dirty parts are like within this compartment itself. If you're in a stove, you're like on a big wok and, sorry, yeah. Or you're on a big wok, and then you tend to get like oil splatter everywhere. Orang Melayu cakap percik, minyak percik macam kan. So yeah, that's the cleanliness part. I think that one is always overlooked. Like, how much time do you take to clean your kitchen after you're cooking? Okay, so let's just like imagine this criteria where you know, COVID, I hope, is slowly leading us, and I hope that we get the time to spend time with family. So in time, we're gonna have like gatherings and stuff, okay? If I'm doing cooking conventionally, I will have to first prep my ingredients, and then I will have to, because after you cook conventionally, like on the stove, you're like sweating, and then you have those cooking fumes that make you smell. So I want to first cook, and then after that, I want to shower and then be prepared for my guests. So by the time, I think the food isn't that warm anymore. But whereas with Thermomix, what I can do is first I can prep, and then I can cook. And then I can shower first. After I've showered, when I'm cooking with Thermomix, there is no cooking fume. I don't have to experience the heat from cooking. I just put everything inside. Actually, at the same time, I can also already invite my guests home. Like, why don't we talk over while I'm cooking, right? So the concept of, you know, time saving is when we overlap our activities together. So I'm talking, and then while we're cooking. So after that, I will have extra time, not just from overlapping that, but extra time also from having to clean my own kitchen. So if it's conventionally, when people go back, then or before that, I'm like cleaning my kitchen. But in this way, I don't even spend time on cleaning, because Thermomix also has a cleaning function by itself. So a few drops of dishwasher liquid, and then it's cleaning itself. So a lot of time saving there. Time I have saved, what can I do? I can spend it for myself. I can spend it for my family. I can spend it for the people that have come to see me. All right. So this is going to cook for another 5 minutes. I would like to pass to the next presenter, the next advisor. I think it's Ku. Is she making pumpkin soup? And I will show you again afterwards what I have made. All right.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Ku. I'm going to cook pumpkin soup. Okay, I hope you guys can hear me. All right, so let's start. Oh, actually, I'm making two dish, which is pumpkin soup and Montauban. So here it says 1 onion, 1 brown onion, cut it into half. So now we are going to chop the brown onion. So we chop it for 3 seconds only, and speed 5. Now, I hope you can see it. So this is how it looks like. So now we'll just clip down the side, like so. By the way, this recipe is in cookie dough. It's not manual cooking. It says here to put 20 grams of butter, but today I'm using olive oil. So, and now we're going to saute the onion for 3 minutes, 120 degrees. speed 1. So this is optional. It's not inside the cookie dough. I'm going to put 1 teaspoon of allspice. You can also put garam masala or curry powder if you like. This is optional. So for while waiting for 3 minutes, I want to talk about one of the mode in Thermomix inside the machine. There's one mode in the machine. It's called sous vide. Have you ever heard about sous vide? So what is, if you're not familiar with sous vide is actually a method of cooking when you put the food inside a bag, a sealed bag, and then you cook it in a water bath. And it takes around 1 to 8 hours to cook in a controlled temperature. Yeah, sorry, my daughter is here. So when you cook using the sous vide method, it is to make sure that the food is evenly cooked inside and outside without overcooking the food, and it's also to retain the moisture. So usually sous vide, you use it for your salmon, your expensive steaks, your lamb. So if you want to know the secret is sous vide, they usually use it in a high-end restaurant, in the steakhouse, the hotels. They usually use the cooking method, the sous vide cooking method to cook your steak. So whenever you try your steak, you eat your steak at the restaurant, you feel so juicy, so tender, the meat. So actually they're using the sous vide mode. And the best part is there's a sous vide mode inside. So whenever you want to, so after this, you can have your own sous vide steak at your very own house without going out to the restaurant or the hotel. And of course, it costs, it's cheaper than you go to the restaurant, right? So the temperature for the sous vide is between 40 degrees up to 85 degrees. So it cooks in a very low temperature. That's what, and in a certain amount of time, like 1 to 2 hours. So that's why your meat is very soft, like butter. So sous vide is one of my husband's favorite thing, because he's a meat lover. So if you are a meat lover, I think sous vide will be one of your favorite mode to cook. So now we have 19-second more. Oh, and then by the way, like I said before, the spices, if you don't put any spices inside your pumpkin, so it's okay. It's just to give it a little bit of a kick, because we Asian, right? We need our spices. So next, it says here to put 500 grams of pumpkin, which I already have it here. Put it into this chunk of cube. No, you cannot help me. I have to do. Then now next it says 1 carrot. So I cut my carrots big chunk of like this, because we're going to cut everything using and then now let's put on the lid. If you notice, I'm cooking while sitting down. I'm cooking while sitting because I don't have the tripod. So even while sitting down in your living room, you still can cook. Okay, now I'm going to chop everything with speed 7. There you go. It's a bit loud. I will show you how it looks like. So everything is finely chopped like this. So now we just scrape down the side like so. So I love making soup with Thermomix because you know why? Last time before I had Thermomix, I used the hand blender. You know, you have to cook first and then you use the hand blender to move out the texture of the soup. But now, yeah, spatula. But now I don't need to have 2 or 3 devices to make my soup. I just use one blender and cook all. Okay, now I already scraped the side. Time to cook. It says here to put 500 grams of water. It says 1 tablespoon of vegetable stock. You can use chicken stock if you like. And then I'm going to put a little bit of salt and pepper for the taste. I'm going to put this one as well together. So, cute. And now I'm going to start cooking. We're going to cook this for 20 minutes, 100 degrees, and speed 1. So while it's cooking, I'm going to steam my Montauban. So this is the best part of Thermomix. I can make 2 dishes at one go. So I have here my Montauban. I put a muslin cloth on top because I don't want it to dry out. So this is how I arrange my Montauban. Oh, sorry. So I just put it on top here. And while it's cooking the pumpkin, it also steam my Montauban. There you go. So just now I told you this is it's called the multi-layer cooking. It's one of my best features the best features that I love in Thermomix because as you know, as a busy mother, you don't want to spend too much time in the kitchen, too much time cooking in the kitchen. So I can cook maximum 4 dishes at one go. For example, the mixing bowl here, I can cook my soup, I can cook my desserts, and then the second layer will be inside the simmering basket. No. I can cook my potatoes, my rice, my pasta inside here. And then next, the third layer is the aroma here. I can steam my eggs, the vegetables. And then the top is the aroma tray, where I can steam my fish, my chicken. So you have a complete meal in one go. And the best part is that you will have less cleaning and save time. So that's why it's very convenient for me, especially you're a working mother or you even a stay-at-home mother. It's very convenient. And right now with the online classes and everything, you don't have time to cook and everything. You have to attend to your kids' online class, right? So this is what I use every day, the multi-layer cooking. So just now I talk about the sous vide mode. The second mode that I'm going to talk about is the fermentation mode. So what do you use the fermentation mode? Is you can use it to proof your dough, make your own starter, your own yeast. You can make your homemade soft cheese, and also it's a perfect yogurt maker. So how exciting is that? You can make your own sourdough. You know, sourdough is very expensive, right? You can make your sourdough bread, you can make your own cheese, you can make your own yogurt, and the temperature for the fermentation mode is between 37 to 70 degrees, and then you can use the fermentation mode up to 12 hours. So that's a very long time, right? And then the third mode that I'm going to talk about is the slow cook mode. I think all of you know already what is a slow cooker, right? So last time we have a slow cooker. I used to have a slow cooker, but since I have the Thermomix, I sell it already in Carousel. So after this, you don't need to have all these different devices. Everything is inside the Thermomix. So the slow cooker is a long and low temperature cooking method that it helps to tenderize your meat, especially if you have the less expensive cutout meats, right? And it will also bring out the flavor of the food. So you can have your hot meals, your stew, your soup, and also your casserole inside here. So for the slow cook, you can use it up to 8 hours. And the temperature is between 37 up to 98 degree. Okay. And then the last mode that I'm going to talk about is the kettle mode. So you don't need to have an extra kettle at home. There's already a kettle inside here, right? So the kettle mode, the temperature for the kettle mode is 37 up to 100 degrees. So for 37, usually you use it for the baby food. If you have baby at home, you want to heat up the food, you want to cook the food or make the baby formula, it's 37 degrees. And if you are a tea lover, the perfect temperature to brew your tea, your coffee is around 75 up to 95 degree, right? So you will have the perfect temperature for your coffee and tea. So that is one of the perks of having the Thermomix, is that you always have a controlled temperature, the right temperature, and it's consistent. So that is all from me. After the pumpkin is cooked, I will blend everything together. I will blend everything together from speed 5 gradually up to speed 8, just to make sure the texture, the smoothness of the texture. So while waiting for this to cook, I will pass to the next chef, which is Ezrin, to do her banana milkshake. Thank you.
Hi, thanks, Koo, and the rest of my presenters today. So today I'll be making banana milkshake with honey. Okay, it's a very, very simple recipe. It's actually made for kids, but you know, who wouldn't like a banana milkshake with honey, right? Okay, so this recipe is from Cookido. So Cookido, if you're not familiar, is our recipe platform. Okay, we have right now more than 73,000 recipes for you to explore, so you will never run out of ideas. Okay, so for those who know how to cook, who don't know how to cook, this Cookido is so useful because you get so many inspiration on what to cook, okay, from all over the world, because it is actually Cookido International. Okay, so you get recipes from Japan, if you want to try Thai recipes, from France, okay, so you can explore. Okay, so I've already save this recipe under my week, so you can actually do your meal planning with Thermomix. You can do up to the whole month if you want to. So I already saved this recipe to cook today. Okay, so it's called banana milkshake with honey. So just click on the recipe, and every recipe in Cookido, you can actually go down and see all the ingredients that you need. If you care about calories and the nutrition, they actually also put it in there. Okay, the amount of protein, the carb, the fat. Okay, so for this is 7 grams of fat. Okay, and some recipes will actually give you some hints or tips, but for this recipe, there's none. Okay, so if there's any hints or tips, maybe they will tell you what to substitute with or where to get the item, or sometimes even the brand of the ingredient. Okay, so this recipe, difficulty is easy, prep time is 5 minutes, total time is 5 minutes, and it's for 2 glasses. Okay, so all this information they will tell you. Okay, so just press start cooking. Okay, so when you use a Cookido recipe, the scale will automatically comes on. Okay, so if you see here, the scale is here. So all you have to do is press pair to 0 rice, and it is asking for 200 grams of ripe bananas. Okay, so I'm using here Cavendish ripe bananas. Okay, so just put everything in. And all you have to do is just press next, 1 teaspoon of lemon juice. Yeah, I think this lemon juice is to just avoid it from becoming brown, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, and then next, insert the measuring cup, means make sure the measuring cup is closed. Okay, and then all you have to do is, they already set the time to 6 seconds. All you have to do is turn the speed selected to speed 7. Okay, so now it's gonna blend the bananas. Okay, so that sound means it's ready. And then you have to put in 400 grams of milk. Okay, let me just show you. Okay, it's all blended nicely. and just make sure you press the tare button so it goes back to 0, and then just add your milk. Your choice of milk. I'm using fresh milk. So if you want to use your skim milk, or you want to use your oat milk, or whatever milk that you like, you can use. And then now you add the honey. Okay, 1 teaspoon of honey. So I'm just gonna put a little bit. Okay, and now it's gonna blend again. Set measuring cup, and it's gonna blend again for 15 seconds. All you have to do is turn to speed 9. Okay. Okay, and our banana milkshake with honey is ready. Okay, so if your kids want to participate, you can get them to put in the bananas. Okay, smells really nice with all the froth. So I'm just gonna pour 1 glass first. Okay, look at that. So easy, and that was just like 20 seconds. Okay, so you have your banana milkshake. So if you want to omit the honey, if you don't want it sweet, you can actually do so. Okay. Simple, right? So simple. So if you want to make drinks with your Thermomix, it really takes like seconds. You know, if you've tried our lemonade, it takes 6 seconds to make, or you want to make your calamansi, asam boy, also around 6 seconds. If you want to make smoothies, usually about 1 minute, or like this, it's only about 20 seconds. Okay, so making drinks with Thermomix is so simple. Even if you want to make your own boba tea, there's actually a recipe in Cookie Dough on how to make your own boba tea. And it's great because you can control the sugar, you know what goes in, so you can buy really good ingredients and make your own drinks of food. Okay, so Cookie Dough, I'll explain. If you want to make your own ice cream, okay, we also have recipes for ice cream. I've made many kinds of ice cream recipes with my Thermomix. The simplest one is just you need to freeze some fruits for 48 hours. Cut up fruits like bananas or strawberries or red dragon fruit. Okay, cut them up, freeze for at least 48 hours. And then all you have to do is blend for 1 minute and you get the perfect ice cream. Okay, no preservative, no extra coloring, no extra sugar. And it's safe. I mean, you don't feel guilty to give to your kids. Okay, all you have to do is just make sure you have a lot of frozen fruits in your freezer. Okay, so just to recap today's presentation. Okay. All right, so the benefits of cooking with Thermomix. Okay, so it's quick and easy. You saw this 20 seconds. Okay, all the drinks, most of the recipes are also very quick and easy. You can just cook and then just leave it there to cook for you, so you don't feel like you're spending so much time cooking. Okay, and everyone can cook because we have Cookie Dough recipes. All you have to do is just put in the ingredients and then just press next and just follow the guide. Okay, so if you have kids who can read, they can also help you to cook. Or like for me, my son is only 4 years old. He cannot read yet, but he loves helping me cook with Thermomix. Okay, he will put in the ingredients and then he knows how to stop the Thermomix. He knows how to press next. Okay, so you can get them involved because it is safe. Okay, as long as you don't put the lid on, the machine will not start. Okay, and when this color, this green color goes to red, means it's above 60 degrees. So just make sure your kids don't touch the mixing bowl. Okay, but the body here will not become hot. All right, and it's healthy because when you cook with Thermomix at low temperature at 120 degrees, you actually get to preserve all the nutrients of your food. Okay, buying good ingredients is important, but the most important is how you cook your food. Okay. And auto cooking and auto washing. Okay, so like Zuka said, she loves the auto washing mode. We have the pre-clean mode. It's called pre-clean mode. All you have to do is just add water and a few drops of detergent, and then you choose the right mode to clean your bowl. So it's not going to clean 100%, but it's going to do about 90%, and then you can just give it a light rinse and continue to your next recipe. Or if you're done for the day, you can remove the plate and wash properly inside and then air dry it. Okay, and space saving, no longer you have to have so many appliances in your kitchen, on your countertop, all you need is 1 or 2 or 3 Thermomix. Okay, so you can keep or you can sell or you can donate all your other appliances. I have so many, given away many, so my kitchen is really clean. It just my Thermomix, it will help me with everything. Okay, and goodbye to cooking fumes. Okay, so you don't have to stand over the stove anymore inhaling all these toxic fumes, because when you cook with Thermomix, you will not get fumes. Okay, because we don't overburn our oil, so you don't get any smoke that will stick on your baju, on your furniture, on your hair. Okay, so you can still smell good before you cook, and you can still go out after that if you need to, and still look and smell good. Okay, so the price is 6,988. The actual price is 7,188, but we have rebate of 200 ringgit right now, so it's 6,988. If you take the installment plan, it starts at 9 ringgit 70 cents a day, which is 291 ringgit a month. Okay, so the current gift, if you get Thermomix with us, is this hosting gift. It's called Purchase and Host, where you have to invite at least 3 friends to watch our demo like today, our cooking show like today, and you get to redeem your, this is called thermo server. Okay, it's 2.2 liter thermo server. It's the same capacity as our mixing bowls. Whatever you cook in here, you can fit in here. Okay, so it's a very high quality stainless steel bowl to keep your food warm and cold for several hours. Okay, so it's very nice, very presentable. It comes with a tray, so you can collect. Okay, I have a lot of customers who actually collect it. We have 3 sizes: the mini one, this one 2.2, and the oval one, which is 2.5. Okay, so imagine you can place on your table. Okay, you can put all the food, and you don't have to worry about cooling down. Okay, you can cook early in the day and put it in there, and then serve it later. So you can claim this now. Okay, this is until next weekend or until stocks last. Okay, 2.2 liter thermo server. And if you make full payment via cash or bank transfer, you get to, I don't have it here, but you get to claim a carry bag for free. Okay, carry bag to place your Thermomix inside in case you want to bring back your Thermomix balik kampung, or you want to take it on your holiday and cook maybe for your kids. So you can place it in the bag and you can carry it. Okay, so the bag is worth 380 ringgit. So when you make full payment via cash, you get to get that for free. Or if you make full payment via credit card or debit card, okay, you get to claim this Easy Meals cookbook for free. Okay, so this is worth 160 ringgit. We have many lovely recipes. Okay, in here we have chili stuffed fish, steamed cod fish. Okay, really nice. Okay, egg tarts. Okay, oatmeal scones. So you want to get this. Okay, so either one. So if you make full payment, you can ask your advisor about what gift you can get. Okay, so that's the promo right now. And if you are an existing customer and you refer a sale to your advisor, you can actually buy another mixing bowl set with the simmering basket. It's worth 1,531 ringgit. You can buy it for 55% off, which is 698. Okay, for 698 ringgit. That is also until next weekend or until stocks last. Okay, so if you want to know more, do ask your advisor about it. Alright, so this is the whole set. Like Azureen showed, you get all the accessories so that you can start cooking immediately once you get your Thermomix. Okay, and we also have this cooking show every weekend. We have 4 cooking shows. Okay, 2 Malays, 1 English, and 1 Chinese every weekend. So get the invites from your advisor, or if you want to invite your friends and family to watch, do let us know as well. Okay, and we deliver all over Malaysia for free, even to Sabah and Sarawak. Okay, and we do unboxing service via Zoom. We do it sometimes every week, sometimes every 2 weeks. Or if you need the one-to-one session, do let your advisor know as well. Okay, and you get 2-year warranty against manufacturing defects. Okay, and if you like what I do today, me and my other colleagues, and you want to join us as an advisor and get your second Thermomix for free and make some side income, really good side income, do let us know. Okay, all you have to do is just to start with just paying for the starter kit, which you get a lot of awesome things inside as well. Okay, and who would you recommend Thermomix to? So if you're wondering who should you invite to our next cooking show, maybe find friends who are very busy. Okay, people who are very busy, they know how to cook, but they don't cook because they don't have the time. They are working from home. They have to juggle kids, so they always order food takeout. Okay, so with Thermomix, I have a lot of customers who bought during the last 2 years MCO, and they say it really helped with juggling everything at home and also still be able to cook for their family. Okay, because all you have to do is just put in the food, and you still can go back to your work, and then when it's ready, it will make a sound, and you just have to continue cooking. Okay, and maybe people who don't know how to cook. Okay, so there's no excuse anymore. We have Cookie Do to help guide them step by step so they can cook so many recipes. Okay, we have Asian, we have so many recipes. If they want local recipes, we also have another website where you can get local recipes, but you have to cook manually, which is also easy. You just need to master the 3 dials, which is time, temperature, and speed. Okay, and maybe families with children. Okay, of course, we have to give healthy home cooked food to our kids, right? So with Thermomix, we have a lot of recipes option for kids as well. Okay, we even have a cookbook dedicated for babies and kids and toddlers as well, if you're interested. Okay, and of course, it's also bonding time with your kids. Okay, I always make cookies and cakes and like this milkshake with my kids. So that's like time for bonding with your kids as well there. Okay, so we will go around and show the dishes by all my colleagues today. Maybe we will start with Azureen first.
Okay, hi, welcome back. So my tiramisu is done. After I pour in the cream cheese, I put it inside the fridge for like 10 minutes before I start doing the second layer so that the cream cheese would set a bit. And then I put in a cocoa powder on top and it's done. I would usually put in like strawberries or blueberries, sprinkle some blueberries, but I'll be eating this tomorrow, so I'll only be doing that tomorrow. So here goes. Thank you.
Okay, so let's go to Zuka.
Okay, hi everyone. So this is my tamarind prawn. Okay, it's all done. It's going to be nice and to have to eat. Okay. I also have here, I'm going to eat it with my sambal. I made this sambal with the Thermomix as well. So you chuck everything in 15 minutes, it's cooking by itself. So that's very nice. I have my own condiments to go with it. I was planning to make rice, but I was worried that it will make too much sound. So next is cooking rice and perhaps vegetable. I wish I had a second bowl so that I could have immediately made it. But find out that deal with your advisor about the second bowl and also the thermo server, yeah? All right, next, cool.
Okay, let's go to Cool.
Hi, yes, my soup is done. After 20 minutes, I put a little bit of whipping cream, which is this one. And then I just blend everything until speed 9, so it's smooth like this. And then I garnish a little bit of, I put a little bit of whipping cream on top and a little bit of the allspice just to make it beautiful. And then when my Montauban is done, enjoy.
Okay, thank you, Cool. So thanks everyone for joining today. Please contact your advisor. Okay, the current shipping time is 3 weeks right now. So order your Thermomix today and do try our recipes and see you next week, inshallah. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.